Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I want to say thank you to everybody that watched my previous introductory video and everyone that encouraged me and told me to carry on. I'm really grateful to you guys. And today topic is going to be called Are We Still Slaves? And this was inspired from me reading something this morning which completely overwhelmed me and just blew my mind completely. It was really amazing how God could use like one verse or like one chapter to completely give you like a different perspective on life, on everything. But this is going to be about our position ourselves like when we sin against God. I'm going to quickly just like read the verse that caught my attention like a huge amount. Sorry, I'm just looking through, like I have to read it from my phone. And it was basically, it's John 8 verse 31 to 36, but I'm only going to read verse 35 because that's what got my attention the most. And it said that when we sin against God, and anybody that sins against God is a slave to sin. And I was just like, a slave to sin. Of course I know what it means to be a slave, but I was just thinking, okay, so I went out of my way to go and look up the meaning of a slave. And the versions and the definitions that really got me and my attention was, the first one said that a person that is excessively dependent upon or controlled by something, a person who works very hard without remuneration or appreciation. And the last one said that legal property of another, and you're legal property of another and you're forced to obey that person. So I look at it from a perspective of, if the entity that we're talking about here is then the enemy or Satan or whatever you want to call it. And I think that, so every time I sin, I become a slave to sin. I become excessively used by somebody without them giving me any appreciation or remuneration. So why am I going to position myself in a way that I'm being used by somebody? Because even when you go to work, everybody knows that when you're going to work, you want to get paid. And if you don't get paid, you know that it's voluntary and it's adding value to you. But if it's not adding any value to you, you're getting used. So that's essentially what the devil is doing to us every time we sin against God. But the huge contrast that I found was in 1 Corinthians 6:20, when it tells us that we have been bought with a price. And God already bought us with a price. So the enemy or the devil doesn't have any hold on us. And every time we try to sin against God, we're telling the enemy that actually you have a hold on me. Like, you have a hold on me. So you can use me, you can abuse me, you can excessively make me work hard without appreciating me or remunerating me with anything. And when I look back and I see how in the same chapter, it talks about in John 8:31 to 36 as well. And later on it says that who the Son sets free is free indeed. But if you're a slave, you're not a permanent member of the family. And I'm just thinking, okay, so the devil is very good in this tactic of using people. He will allow you not to enter the kingdom of God because obviously in sin will hinder you from doing that. But at the same time, you're a servant to sin. So you're not even a family to him either. So you're neither a family to God, neither are you part of the Satan's family. He just wants to use it temporarily. So that really caught my attention this morning, and I was completely overwhelmed. I kept reading it over and over again because I was thinking, so every time I sit back and if I want to do something wrong, if I think, wow, I'm allowing myself to be a slave to sin, then it's just completely changed my whole perspective. And I just really wanted to share with you guys. And I know someone might be watching this video and thinking, okay, I've done all these different things, but I don't really understand how God is going to be able to overlook that for me to start this new perspective. But one thing that I always remember is God always telling me that even if my sins are as red as crimson, it will make them as white as snow. So I understand that the value that God places on me. And I think that's exactly the same perspective that us as Christians should have every day. Everything you do wrong, just know and in your head have that consciousness that I'm making myself a slave to sin. And that's not who we are. That's not what you are. That's not what I am. And yeah, I really hope this blessed you guys. It was relatively short, but it really touched and encouraged me. And you know, this is my walk with Christ, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I hope it's not too close to my face.
You're looking at it.
My Redeemer has
Hi everyone and welcome back to my second video. I didn't think I was going to record this one so quickly, but yeah. Today I'm just I